Hello, I'm Emikata and welcome to Repique Level 3. Now, we've already gone over the basic technique and the basic chamadas, viradas, pediu pra parar parou in videos 1 and 2. And here today we're going to talk about some call and response type stuff and a little bit more advanced technique on this drum. So I want to look at a couple bossas, which essentially are big breaks that the whole samba ensemble will do, that are called and led by this drum here. So these ones are pretty standard. They're from samba and enredos of various years in the past, and it's a good chance to show your chops a little bit on repique, as well as just know some standard material. This boss is going to start just after beat 4, after the virada. Baga da ga da boom ba, bruka duka ga. And you can use your left hand to mark beat 4 to give yourself a bit of an anchor, so you don't just have to come in on the E of 4. So after baga da ga da dum 3, 4, and that's where we're gonna start. Touch, buzz, tone, head, just like that. 3, 2, 3. From there, we're gonna go. That's the response from the ensemble. So if you notice, I'm doing a couple different things with my left hand here. There's times where we're just doing touches, and there's times where we're actually doing tones. And I'm filling in a lot of the spaces between these rim shots here just with little finger touches. And they're not really meant to be heard. It's more for you to keep your time and to add a little bit of like subconscious feel to what is going on here. Now I'm going to take out those touches just so you can hear exactly which tones are the important ones there. 1, 2, 3. That's the only one that is like the heard and projected one. The rest of them are just little touches. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Okay? So that happens twice. It always gets repeated. And then after that, we have this quarter note triplet idea. Ba, 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 chum, 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 ba, 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 chum, chum, chum. And these are quarter note triplets starting on the second quarter note triplet of the grouping. So we're counting time. 1, ba, 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 boom, 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 ba, 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 boom, boom, boom. So you want to land on the beat rather than start playing it on the beat, which is a little strange, but it's awesome. So if the tempo is here, boom, ba, 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 boom, 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 ba, ba, ga, boom, boom, boom. Just like that. And they're just rim shots up here. So let's do that whole phrase, and then we'll get to the last part. So, ba, ga, da, ga, da, boom, da. Boom, boom. Now the last part of it, we're going to just throw in a little, that's going to end right on beat 4, the same way we would play baga da ga da 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 bruga da, same counts and everything, and then everybody responds with boom 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 boom. So after ba 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 chum 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 ba ba cha dum 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 bruga da, and we're out of the triplet grid, we're back into 16th notes. Bruga da chum 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 chum. So let's do that whole thing, and then we'll get to the little call at the end of it. Baga da ga da dum da. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. And that's the whole call. And then after that, we need a little chamada to get us back into the groove, but it's got to be a short one because boom, 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 boom already took up the first 2 beats of this bar. So all we need to do is fill in the last 2, and everybody else comes in. So this is a short chamada where we're just going to go ba ba da bruka tukaraka tukaraka dum. So after boom, 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 boom. One more time. Bum, 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 bum. let's do the whole thing now. We're going to start from the virada and see you at the end of it and back into the groove. So, baga raka da da da. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Gong, gong, gong. Gong, gong, gong. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Awesome. So that's the whole thing right there. You can play the responses if you want. Generally, I like to leave that for everybody else to play, but it's up to you if you feel like playing them to help you keep the time. That's great too. All right, now let's look at another classic bossa. This one is also going to come after a virada. This one is dealing in the six-tuplet land, where repiques are going to play these triplets and six-tuplets, and the rest of the ensemble is just going to kind of like land at the end of it. Blah, 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 boom, blah, 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 boom, blah, 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 so from the virada, baga da ga da 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 ba 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 boom. And those are just, the first half we're going to do it as triplets, the second half we're going to do it as six-tuplets. And these are going to be rim shots, and then the last note is going to be on the head. So, baga da ga da da da. Just like that. 1, 2, 3. And those tones that you're playing on the head are the same places that the ensemble is going to be doing the punches. Now the second pass through, we're just going to do the exact same thing with the right hand, but fill in every note in between the right hand with left hand tones. So we go 1, 2, 3. You don't need to fill in the last part, just the little stuff in between. So both of them together, starting with singles and then going to the left hand doubling. 1, 2, 3. Keep in mind here, make sure you're getting enough sound out of your left hand to match the volume of these rim shots in the right. It's really easy to get into kind of lazy playing where you're just touching here, but make sure these tones sound. Really using your forearm muscles, your full wrist, hopefully not too much arm because we're kind of going fast. So let's try this up to tempo and coming from the virada, about here, boom, and from there, just like the other one, we need to have a short chamada to bring everybody back in because counting wise, ba 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 boom, ba 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 boom, ba 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 do 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 doom, ga 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 doom, ga 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 doom, ba 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 bo 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 boom, right on beat 3. So we just need to fill in beat 3 and 4 to call it in the ensemble in the next measure. So ba 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 go 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 go. Just the exact same pattern as the one we already learned. And if you want to take out the responses, you are welcome to do so to make it easier to get into that ba ba da bru ga do. So the second half, 1, 2, 3. Ba 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 ba. Or if you feel comfortable doing all this stuff together, 1, 2, 3. And you're in. So either way, whatever's more comfortable for you and for your ensemble. If you're the repique player that is also giving directions and signals, you might have to take your hands off the drum to give the signals for those things. So let's go from the virada into the second bossa. Let's play it through and back in and get used to coming in and out of it a little bit. So virada, 1, 2, virada. section gets a little feature, and there are literally hundreds, possibly thousands of little breaks like that are called on Repique. It's kind of up to you to search them out and find ones that work for your skill level and your ensemble skill level, and possibly come up with some of your own. So check those out, practice, try putting those to some grooves with your group, and hopefully that helps. Catch you next time.